keeps on coming. Oh, wait, what? Top 10 shocking moments in South Park. We just finished a TNTL video, and it finished with a guy saying that he's not a virgin because his cat touched his wee-wee. And now we are gonna continue with that in South Park. Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome
I
to
love this
WatchMojo.
one. This
And
is my
today we're
favorite
counting down our
episode.
picks for the
I
most
haven't seen
insane
everything, but,
scenes
like,
and
yeah.
moments in South Park's history. Some of these contain major plot points, so a spoiler warning is in
It's
effect.
okay.
Okay, well, looks like you're gonna get a lot of help here. Category is
People who annoy you.
annoy you.
Number 10, Cartman's Fate.
You know, in the Torah, when Abraham first heard the word of God,
Just knock it off! You don't believe a word of that shit. You're just doing all this to get a rise out of me.
Kyle, you really think I would spend 40 years of my life just to get a rise out of you?
Yes, I do.
With the exception of Cartman in the My Future Self and Me episode, we had never seen what the future might hold for our favorite gang of fourth graders.
Whatever. I do what I want.
No, wait!
Oh, the answer. People who are
God
nagging.
damn it.
Okay, I get
That
it.
is until we got
Yeah,
two
yeah.
1-hour-long specials featuring the after effects of COVID-19 on the town. Although there were a few surprises, Cartman's future as a Jewish dad was something no one ever saw coming.
I'm actually the head of Gespetza Synagogue down in Colorado Springs. Can you believe it? I'm a rabbi.
But even more than that, after the boys change events in our present time, we see how Cartman really turned out. He becomes an angry, unhoused man, shouting obscenities at anyone who passes
Unhoused?
by.
It's the first
While
time I
surprising
read- I've
nonetheless,
heard that
it
word.
is somewhat sad seeing his deeds catch up to him, considering he's a fan favorite.
Hey, come on, fellas. We
Oh,
can't
but
spend
he
another holiday
deserves
feeling bad
that.
for Eric. There's nothing that could have changed the path he was on.
Number 9, the South Park flag.
Okay, I
South
really
Park-
need to pause. The chat is going ham about the N word there. It's about people who are nagging, you know, like people who nag, and that's I think that's what it is. CMOS and Laboon, don't worry, my mods are terrible. Just kidding. I love you mods. You just don't get it. It's a joke.
Has never been afraid of controversy, and season
I love
4's
you, though.
Chef Goes Nanners is evidence
leave.
of that. The episode centered the show's own take on the uproar around the Confederate flag.
Mayor, as I've said before, I find that flag to be racist and insensitive.
The town's own flag is clearly a racist depiction of people of color, which
Oh, really?
Chef adamantly insists be changed. That
Alright.
alone is bad enough, but hearing Jimbo and others defend the flag in the name of history is even more shocking.
This has been the South Park flag since some of our ancestors, like my great-grandfather, founded this land.
There's never a good time to defend racism, so it's pretty unsettling to see it here. What's perhaps just as outrageous is the final solution to the issue.
I have to admit it, that is a lot nicer.
Number 8. Britney
Oh my
Spears
God,
reaches her
poor
breaking
Britney
point.
Spears.
There was a time when you couldn't turn on a television or click on a news website without spotting some piece of news about Britney Spears.
It's Britney Watch, keeping you up to date with all your Britney Spears news. Oh boy, what's she done now?
South Park took Spears' story and found a more compassionate way to illustrate the pressure someone like her was under. How they went about it,
True.
however, was far more ghastly.
I can't take it.
I actually love how they depicted the fact that she has like black below her eyes. And honestly, you guys, I still follow Britney Spears. I love Brit. She's my childhood, by the way. Like, I love her. But on her Instagram lately with her posts, she always looks like her mascara is running down. It's if like she doesn't wash her face or something. Like, I don't understand why. Like, at least if you're recording yourself, can you just like clean a bit? Like, I don't know. Or from time to time, be a bit more presentable. Yeah, I feel so sorry for her. Her life and everything was manipulated by the media and Hollywood and her parents and her whole family, actually. She has been betrayed by everyone and both of her ex-husbands, and like, it is crazy. It is sad. It's crazy. Crazy. You know what I mean? But like, I don't blame her. Like, she did her best. I feel so sorry for her, though.
anymore.
When she's just about had enough of the overbearing attention, she attempts to take her own life. Although she survives, it only gets worse from there.
Oh,
In the
no.
aftermath, no one seems to care about her mental health and instead continuously mock her new look and terrible post-tragedy performance
that's
skills.
Hollywood for you and
Excuse me,
paparazzi.
is this really what you think she should be doing right now?
Both the gunshot and subsequent fallout are so unsettling, it's hard not to feel sympathy for Spears.
Brittany, over here! Tell us everything!
Yep.
Number 7. Man Bear Pig's Dinner Buffet.
That's it. That's what I saw. I saw a man-bear pig.
With everything that goes on in this town, it should come as no surprise
What's
that a half
that?
man, half bear, half
Oh,
pig,
man.
yeah, we know, but let's move on, creature would choose the town of South Park to go on a rampage. Setting aside the fact that Man Bear Pig is the show's metaphor for climate change, the veracity
Oh, really?
of this character had yet to really be seen until season 22.
There's definitely evidence that all the death and destruction around us is due to a man bear pig.
But no exact correlation to a man-bear pig.
Definitely not, and that's
Man
why
Bear
we're all
Pig
here
is
to
the
try to pinpoint.
greatest? Really?
When should I start to worry?
As a family of 3 debates the authenticity of MVP while eating at Red Lobster, the creature smashes into the restaurant and goes on a tear. We're not sure which is more shocking, people literally being torn from limb to limb, or the father's insistence that MVP is nothing to worry about. Number 6. Paris Hilton's fate.
Oh no!
Now, here's one for you. Paris Hilton comes to town and finds herself in a questionable contest with Mr. Slave. Hilton's perceived reputation precedes
Mr.
her,
what?
and all the girls in town are sure Hilton has got Garrison's
Oh
boyfriend
my god, what
beat.
did they do to her? Oh my god, what's going
And what
on?
can only be described as the most inappropriate competition ever, Paris
What
appears
did
to
they
have
do
the
to
lead as
her?
Mr. Slave just sits off to the side. It's not until the very end we find ourselves with mouths agape and incomplete and utter disbelief of what we've just witnessed. We still can't believe what we just saw,
Ew.
only to be greeted by a familiar face shortly afterwards.
Pepega?
Paris, you must find your way out of this place, or you will surely die.
What?
Pepe.
Number 5. Garrison's way too detailed surgery.
All right, then let's begin.
It's just
After
Pepe, no
finally
pig.
coming out as gay, Garrison decided to undergo gender-affirming
Aw.
surgery. Instead
He's
of playing it
gay?
safe and giving audiences a mere glimpse at the before and after, South Park opted to go in a different direction. What we get is a literal play-by-play of the surgery, including live-action
way.
clips of an actual operation.
No
The
way.
sheer contrast of the doctor's somewhat calm attitude and the raw nature of the footage
Oh my
gives
God.
even the strongest
No, please don't
stomach
show
a
us.
bit of a tug.
I don't
After
wanna see it.
viewers were treated to such a graphic scene, everything else that followed in the episode seemed so mild in comparison.
Come on, Kyle, we should get going.
Oh my god, what have they done to him? Oh my god, what they have
Dude,
done to them?
Is Kyle's dad a dolphin?
He's
Number
a shark
4,
or a dolphin?
Steve Irwin's Afterlife.
Hey, Satan, you got a little problem.
What?
The folks at South Park decided to feature the notable wildlife enthusiast in an episode about Satan's Halloween party. At the festivities, we see plenty of known and unknown individuals dressed in various costumes. When one partygoer complains about another guest and their costume, we shake our heads in shock at who the guest is. That's right, we see Irwin depicted with a stingray through his chest,
Oh, look,
as
it's
Satan asks him to
Batman and Harry
leave because his
Potter.
costume is too offensive since Irwin just died a few weeks prior.
I mean, he just died a few weeks ago, and
Yeah.
it's just not super cool. You gotta leave.
Yeah.
What's worse is Satan's reaction after he
Captain
finds out that it's
America.
actually Steve Irwin.
Oh, but then, dude, no costume.
Even for the most devout fans of the show, this was a moment full of cringe. Number 3, Randy's Wheel of Fortune appearance.
I think this is the worst, right?
N-word on national television.
What? Well, what was I supposed to do, Sharon? I thought.
Number 2, Scott Tenorman's
Oh,
chili.
I love this
You like it, Dad?
episode.
I call it Mr.
The
and
whole
Mrs.
thing.
Tenorman chili.
He's
Come
eating his own
on,
parents.
did you really think we weren't going to include this one? Having appeared on several of our other lists, the famous South Park chili incident has lived on in infamy since
this
it
isn't
aired
number
all the
one,
way
it's number
back
three,
in
I don't know.
2001. If you're one of the few who don't know the story, here's the abridged version. A kid named Scott
I mean, this is
Tenorman
the
tricked
worst. The whole
Cartman one
episode's
too
like-
many times. Seeking out the ultimate revenge, Cartman uses the remains of Scott's parents in a special chili that he then feeds to the young redhead.
Like eating your own-
Eat your parents.
The moment
Like,
we learned Cartman had orchestrated their death
What's
and their
worse than
inclusion in
that?
Scott's dinner, we all knew this big-boned boy was never to be messed with.
Yes! Yes!
Big bone.
Let me taste your tears, Scott. Your tears are so yummy and sweet. Dude, I think it might be best for us to never piss Cartman off again.
Yep.
Good call.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified
notification
about our
bell to get
latest
notified
videos.
when another new
You have
video
the
comes
option to be
out.
notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Oh no, don't do that. Then get annoying
Number 1,
notifications.
not so cuddly critters. Watch any stop
Oh,
motion
yeah, I
or
know this
animated
one
story
too.
around Christmas time, and there's no lack of cute talking animals to melt your hearts.
There was Squirrely, the squirrel, Rabbity, the rabbit, Beavery, the beaver, and Beary, the
Wow.
bear.
So-
Porcupiney, the porcupine, Skunky, the skunk, Foxy, the fox, and Deary, the deer.
So when
Wow,
South
so
Park delivered its
creative.
own version of one of these stories, we wondered how long it would go before the jig was up. Sure enough, 8 minutes in, and after Stan has saved the critters from their worst enemy, they reveal their true intentions.
Now our Critter Christmas can finally happen. Hail Satan! Hail Satan! Wait, what?
But wait, there's more. Satanimals alone weren't enough. They sacrificed one of their own in a very bloody ceremony that turns into or we'll just say a big satanic celebration.
Yay, sacrifice me to the devil! Yay, yay!
Stan's look of
Oh,
pure
no.
disbelief likely mirrored every person who watched this episode for the first time. What scene surprised you the most from South Park's catalog? Shock us down in the comments below.
That didn't sound serial at all.
Did you enjoy
Okay,
this video?
that was actually
Check out
one,
these other
so the other one was 2. I missed it. I was waiting for number 1.
clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell
I
to
love
be
how I
notified
watched the
about our
first
latest
2,
videos.
top 2, but I haven't watched a lot of South Park. I do plan to watch more and react to more South Park. This was fun. South Park is fun, but also it's not for people who get offended easily. I am kind of person that can laugh at my own whatever, you know, like misfortune or cons and stuff like that. Like, I don't take anything too serious when it comes to that. And South Park is that type. Like, if you get really easily offended, then this show is definitely not for you.